Welcome to Orioles Digest. I'm your host, Kam Brice. And before you do anything, hit that subscribe button. If you're a part of the percentage, let's change it today. Come join the channel as I give you breaking news on the Baltimore Orioles every single day. You don't want to miss out. Coming into this offseason, the Baltimore Orioles had a lot of decisions to make. And one guy that was on everyone's mind is Anthony Santander. And I have an update for you. Zachary Reimer from Bleacher Report said the most notable clubs tied to Santander include the Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays, who are the best fit because of how they lack left-handed power. The rival AL East teams like the Red Sox, Blue Jays, and I wouldn't keep the Yankees in this consideration because they just got Cody Bellinger in a trade, so you can move the Yankees out of that situation, but it's looking like he's either going to the Red Sox or Blue Jays. And for a rival AL East team, I wouldn't be mad, but Anthony Santander is a great guy, one of the best switch hitters in MLB last season. Broke the home run record for switch hitting home runs in the season. Now, Santander was a good fit for the Baltimore's for a long time. But now, in this day and age, they need a guy who can be consistent play in the outfield. And we saw at times Tony struggle with his outfield play. So that's going to get me into my next topic. Did the Baltimore Orioles make a mistake not re-signing Anthony Santander? Now, Santander hit 11 home runs in a whole month, but then the next month, he kind of fell off and his batting average was well under 230. You can't have that inconsistent play, especially when you have guys like Heston Kjerstad, Vance Honeycutt, Enrique Bradfield Jr., Dylan Beavers. You have all these different types of guys pushing in the minors. So the Baltimore Orioles made the right decision. It's for the long run. If they wanted to bring Santander back, they would have to pay big. And when you're chasing for a guy like Corbin Burns, or you might even go out and get a guy like Dylan Cease, you need to keep all these prospects in order. And I think they made the right decision going out to get Tyler O'Neill. 2 years, $49.5 million. That is a great contract with an opt-out in the first year. Now, the only thing about Tyler is if he can stay healthy, this will end up being a good signing for the Baltimore Orioles. Health is his only cause. And that's going to get me into my next topic with the Baltimore Orioles. What recent moves have the O's made that a lot of people don't know? So the Baltimores haven't made a lot of big moves, but a few minor league signings has happened over the past couple weeks. The Orioles signed outfielder Jordan Adams to a minor league deal. Adams is 25 and was the Angels' first round pick in 2018. Now, Adams signed to a minor league deal, so he'll be in AAA Norfolk throughout the whole time. But say Heston Kjerstad gets hurt, or O'Neill or Mullins gets hurt, that is when he will come up to the MLB and fill that spot. I don't expect him to be in the MLB anytime soon in case someone gets hurt, but he's another guy that you can have in the minors that can teach younger guys how to play the game of baseball at a professional level and go through struggles. Because out in his career, we've seen him go to the MLB, back down to AAA, go to the MLB for a couple of stints, and then come back down to AA. So he's a guy at 25 years old who has seen it all, was in the organization for a while, was once rated one of the highest prospects, and now he's just another veteran guy. This move is one of my favorite moves. The Orioles are bringing back right-hander Matt Baumann on a minor league deal, $1.1 million deal. Baumann showed up in big moments last year. Yes, I know he only pitched 15 and 2/3 of the innings, but he was good in his stint with the Baltimore Orioles. He struggled at times, but when he was here in pivotal moments, he contributed. This is a guy that you can get in through the offseason program, teach him different mechanics, get his stuff going, get back going, and then once he goes to AAA or goes to spring training, then he can be evaluated. So say Baumann has a great camp, goes to spring training, and is awesome. You can fill him in a bullpen role. We already know the Baltimore Orioles are so bottom heavy in their bullpen with Félix Bautista, Gunnar Henderson, CNL Perez, Keegan Aiken. They need another guy that can be kind of that long relief position or take over in that 6th and 7th inning. And I feel like Baumann is still very young, has high stuff, has good control. The only problem with him is not walking batters. And we've seen a lot of Orioles pitchers over the last couple years, they struggle at not walking batters. And that's his only big concern. Now, the Orioles signed him to a minor league deal. So say he doesn't make spring training. They have the option to send him back down to AAA Norfolk, in which other teams cannot pick him up. So he can go back down to AAA, develop a little bit more, and then throughout the season, they can bring him up and bring him down. Kind of how they did Keegan Aiken at the beginning of his career. Now, Keegan Aiken had a big year last year. He was one of my favorite players in the Baltimore Orioles because Earlier in his career, we saw him struggle. At first, he was going to be a starting pitcher, but it didn't work out. And then he got sent back down to the minors, started to become a reliever. And last year, he had a breakout season. So I should expect a big year from Keegan Aiken. Bauman is another guy that the Baltimore Orioles can keep in AAA, develop a little bit, and send back down to the MLB because the next step is getting this bullpen right for 2025. Now, it's so many questions going on with the Baltimore Orioles. Corbin Burns. That's a big answer for everyone. I know a lot of people want to talk about what's going on with Corbin Burns in this situation. Like I said in past videos, he's not expected to sign until after Christmas. And we're a couple of days away from Christmas. So we should see Corbin Burns news within the next 1 to 2 weeks. But the Baltimore Orioles have to make a decision soon. If you look at the current rotation, Eflin and Rodriguez, that is your 1-2 punch. Do you feel confident with Grayson Rodriguez as your ace? I know a lot of people think Zach Eflin can be an ace, but Eflin is really good when he's in that 2 or 3 spot. The thing about Eflin when he started to struggle most of his career in Tampa Bay is when they put him in that ace spot. When he's in that 2 or 3 spot, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. Now, Grayson Rodriguez has all the talent to be a true ace. It's just going to take time. If he can stay healthy throughout a full season, I expect Grayson Rodriguez to be straight. Now, going back to Anthony Santander, I really believe the Baltimore Orioles made the right decision. A lot of people won't agree with me, but getting a guy like Tyler O'Neill is going to make your team so much better. Even with the current rotation projected as it is, the Baltimore Orioles are still a 90-win team. But it's going to be interesting to see if Mike Elias and David Rubenstein can make a big splash. So my two options are you go out, you try to get Dylan Cease in a trade. If you can't get Dylan Cease in a trade, then the next option will be sign Jack Flaherty to a 2-year deal with an opt-out after the first year. Now you could sign him to a 2-year, $35 million deal or 2-year, $45 million deal. Now we've seen Walker Buehler signed to a 1-year, $22 million deal. So Flaherty could be looking at $22 million a year, and that will put the Baltimore Orioles in a bad spot. But you have to go out and bring Corbin Burns back. If you bring Corbin Burns back, this rotation is set up perfectly. And if you don't, you have a problem. So it's going to be interesting to see what Mike Elias and David Rubenstein do because the MLB offseason is heating up. And there aren't a lot of pitchers left on the market unless you want to go and trade. There aren't a lot of free agent pitchers but Jack Flaherty left. So the Baltimore's have to do everything in their power to bring back Corbin Burns, or this is going to be a failure of an offseason once again. Well, that's all I have for today, folks. Thank you for joining Orioles Digest. Hope you have a good Christmas. We're going to keep updating you daily about the Baltimore Orioles news. The next time we talk, we should have an update on Corbin Burns.